So YouTube, we are reacting to Brutal Beauties by Dr. Phil. W, Dr. Phil. Let's hope this is allowed in Twitch.
Nikki brags about fighting all the time. She either wants to put it on YouTube or Facebook for people to see.
When I fight, I give it the most I can.
Okay. Sorry to pause it straight away, but why we like post this on YouTube? Like, she obviously wants attention. Like, this is obvious. So, where's the father figure? That's my first thought right now. Like, where's your dad, bro? You need to be disciplined. I'm not saying in a bad way, but like, what are you doing, bro? Where's the dad at? Alright, let's just
somebody's eyes open.
start us off.
I have broken somebody's cheekbone.
I have broke somebody's cheekbone.
Hitting them on concrete. I like to just be able to get it handled at that time, so I don't have to go back and fight you again.
The police have been to my house at least 80 times in the past 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, what? You're telling me the police went to your house 80 times? 80 times. Dude, where's the dad at? That's what I'm saying, bro. Where's the dad at? You can't be telling me that the police have been to your house 80 times and the dad's there. The dad is not here. And the dad's not even in the interview, so it's obvious. Bro, this is why you need a father figure. You need to teach your daughter the right and wrong. You can't be letting your daughter go on the streets bashing people's heads in on the concrete thinking she's tough. Okay, let's just get back in the video.
I've been arrested like monthly since I was about 13 years old.
Here, Nikki.
Since she was 13,
I
what?
have lost count of how many fights I've been in. Last week, me and my friends went over to a girl who had stolen one of my friend's phones, and she didn't answer the door. So we went around her house, we went inside, the girl was in the shower, pulled her out the shower, and whooped her ass. We dumped her in her own house.
Getting whooped in your own house is actually crazy.
I didn't punish Nikki. There was no use because she wouldn't follow it anyway.
Once I start fighting, I feel like I'm not there. I feel like I'm blacked out. I was with my family in Santa Cruz, and we were literally there for 30 minutes, and I fought this woman. She basically told me to shut the up and to calm down. I was not gonna calm down. I mean, you started it, I'm gonna end it.
Nikki's gonna end up either dead or in prison.
Bro, ads, are we kidding me?
In that pyramid, between 200 and 600 meter wavelengths.
Skip this crap. Thank you.
Okay, now,
Get him, Dr.
you may
Phil.
think it's clear-cut who is wrong in this case, but things aren't always the way they seem. Before the end of the hour,
That is true.
I want to tell you who I think is really responsible here and what I think needs to happen. Yvette, what is your view of what's going on
Get
here?
your dad back.
Why is your daughter doing what she's doing?
No
A
dad.
lot of it has to do with drugs. Her drug and alcohol use daily.
You think she is addicted
Yes, I do.
to?
It doesn't matter if you're doing drugs and alcohol. It matters that the parent does something about it.
Marijuana and alcohol.
Marijuana. Come on now.
Neither one of those things would explain the violent
That
behavior.
is true.
No, I think the
Dr.
violent
Phil knows
behavior
what he's
comes
talking
from
about.
Bipolar. She was diagnosed bipolar.
Okay, so you think she's bipolar and addicted to alcohol and marijuana.
Yeah.
How old is she?
16, she'll be 17 in November.
How has she gotten enough access to drugs and alcohol under your supervision to become addicted?
Bro's getting cooked up. Get him, Dr. Phil. That's what I'm saying. The parent's not doing anything. Like, she must be scared of her own daughter and she's not doing anything about it. You gotta teach your daughter the right and wrong. You can't let this happen.
I can't supervise her. She sneaks out of the house. She gets out any way she can. I've screwed windows shut, her bedroom windows shut. I've locked the door backwards. She's broke the door frame down. I've alarmed the entire house. She'll open up a window or a door before I set the alarm in my room. I have zero control over Nikki.
So you're, at this point, what, a passenger?
I feel like Nikki runs
was
my
gonna-
home.
really, I
feel
wanna
like
be
she-
honest
I feel
here.
like she controls my house
And you.
and me and my son.
So you've just given up.
I feel helpless.
I mean, we
I
got to
do.
be honest here.
I feel
'cause
helpless. I mean, I called the police many times. I mean, the police have my cell phone number. That's how well they know Nikki.
She's actually here because some neighbors in her town wrote in and said, you need to help this woman. But then after it was booked, we got an anonymous and unsolicited email that came in about this very story, and I'm anxious to hear what you have to say about this. This is an urgent matter concerning your guest, Yvette and Nikki. I must remain anonymous for my own protection. To help Nikki, you must help Yvette. She is a very persuasive, manipulative influence in her daughter's life. Yvette is the reason that Nikki smokes, drinks, and sells drugs. Yvette smokes weed with her daughter, allows Nikki and her underage friends to drink alcohol in their home.
I don't think that'll show up on the recording,
Nikki
but it
began
shows up on the
selling
stream.
weed because Yvette was always sending Nikki out to score weed for her. Yvette is currently married for the 4th time.
Nah.
She has an 8-year-old son. Yvette has taught her daughter to lie to people the same way Yvette does on a daily basis. If you pull
Yeah?
Nikki aside and simply ask her, she will
Yeah,
very
say it.
well tell you the truth. What do you think of that?
I think it's a man that lives in my development that I have issues with.
There are some things that concern me that I need you to just tell me true or not true.
Yeah, it's live right now. It's live on 3 things.
And look, at this
TikTok,
point,
YouTube, and Twitch.
this really isn't about you other
And that's
than to
that's
the
chats.
extent that you
And
can
that's if someone
help
follows
or
you.
hurt
Thing.
Nikki getting herself under control.
Right.
So you've got to be willing to put your own defensiveness, your own ego, your own agenda aside and tell me everything I need to know to help here. Because I do intend to help here. I intend to help you, I intend to help your daughter, I intend to help your whole family. But I cannot do it and will not do it if I don't have all the facts.
Right.
This
This is why Dr. Phil is so good. Because he's logical. He's smart and he's using his actual brain. These guys, like, this mum, obviously, you don't know what everybody's going through, but, like, you're not being a parent. You're not parenting your daughter. Like, you have a son. Your son isn't on the show. But your daughter is. Obviously, there's no father figure. But that doesn't really excuse you for not parenting your child. I could be wrong. But just from what it looks like and what Dr. Phil is stating, what she's stating, that's what I think about this.
This anonymous email says that you smoke marijuana and that you do it with your daughter and that you have her go out and buy it for you.
That's not true.
Now, do not lie to me
No,
if
no.
that is,
I would tell
because
you.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to find out the truth. If I have to put investigators on the street in your town, I will find out the truth because I'm going to help this little girl.
Right. That is not true. I didn't even know Nikki was selling marijuana until last week.
So she is selling drugs.
Yes, she is.
Have you sent her out to buy drugs for you?
Never.
Think about that before
No.
you say it. Now,
Never.
listen, take a deep breath.
I know. She's 16.
Take
Never
a
would I
deep
do
breath.
that.
If this has happened, even sort of, maybe kinda, you need to tell me the truth.
Right. I understand that. Never had her do that. Never.
My father passed away when
Oh,
I was 6
see?
from ALS. It's Lou Gehrig.
See? Like... my bad, chat. My bad. See, this is why you need a father figure. Now, let's just get back into this.
Gehrig's disease. I was very close to my dad. My dad was my best friend. He was into pain pills. He was an alcoholic when he was younger, and he put his whole life to AA before he died. It was hard watching my dad go from a man to a vegetable and to not be able to talk or walk or sing or dance. I loved my dad very much. I'm sorry. He spoiled me, favored me. He did everything he could to let me know that I was his little girl. He loved me. It's the hardest thing to this day.
See, this is like... I know she's only 16 and turning 17 right now. But the kid doesn't understand that... How is this... What does your passed away dad think about this? What does your passed away dad think about, like, you disrespecting your mum, getting the cops called on you 80 times? Like, What do you think your dad would think of this? You're not even like helping your mum at all. You're not even being nice to her. You're just being disrespectful and putting the family name in the trash and your own reputation as well.
I mean, I never want to blame my father for why I am the way I am. I never want to blame him for my problems, for my mistakes. I mean, but it's part of the reason why I'm so up.
Do you know what garlic does to your liver?
Bro,
Watch
are we sitting?
This is how to
serious?
detox the liver in 2025.
Lemon
Get
water
this.
detoxes your liver.
This is just a fucking AI ad, bro.
And
Oh,
that's a
she's
woman
actually
that's
on
never
here
given
right
to
now.
you, right? And by the way, and I think it's important that you see that because you understand we're not just cherry picking this thing and that thing. This is very much a big part of who you are. And when I look at this picture, look over your shoulder. I look at this picture, that looks like a really happy little girl. That doesn't look like a mean girl.
I had straight A's. I was supposed to be a Gates student.
Straight A's.
I never wanted to do drugs. I never wanted to drink. I wanted to be a doctor. I had goals. I was doing so good. It was 6th grade. I mean, I got my first F, and it was a whole report card of Fs, and I never got anything better than that. As much as I tried, I never got anything better than that. It just...
Are these fake tears? Is this all for the show? Dude. You're capping.
got worse and worse, and
Do you think it's too late for you?
why do you think I'm here?
Because I don't think it's too late for you at all. I just
W,
call
Phil.
things the way I see them, and sometimes people like that and sometimes they don't. But what you will get from me is the truth. This is a beginning, not an end. This is a place to start to say, okay, look, I get this isn't good in my life. I get this isn't working. I get this relationship isn't working. All right, then you need some help to figure out how to do differently. If you were the king of the forest for the day, you could just change anything the way you wanted it. What would you want from her that you're not getting? And what would you like to stop getting that you are getting from her? If you could shape and change her and the way she interacts with you, what would it be?
This yellow line.
I mean, my mom, she really tries. She's a good woman. She works hard, and you know, I feel I have a lot of part of why she treats me the way she does. But you know, the name calling is not as bad as it used to be, but it does hurt. Telling me things
Maybe
like
put it on full screen.
that I'm just like my dad, and my dad was a compulsive liar and all this stuff. It hurts really bad, especially because
'cause it's on
that's
this
one
one
of my
though.
weakest points.
Let's get back into the video.
Yelling. Oh,
Little
God,
disruption.
and she talks and she doesn't even realize she's yelling at me, and it's just her voice at some point just makes me cringe. God. There's a lot.
What do you think about what she's saying?
I do call her names. I do. I mean, I will willingly admit it. I've cut way back on it because she did tell me it hurt her, and it was me lashing out because
What do you call her?
bitch, slut,
Dude, L
many
parent.
names.
L
Tell me
parent.
the theory under which that makes sense.
It doesn't. It's always in a fit of rage of her not listening. She never listens. Nikki does what Nikki wants to do, and
Okay,
I know
and
it makes no sense.
No, and I understand
But
that.
I'm angry, and
I
I
understand
am, and I
that.
lash
So
out
she
at her.
does what she wants to do. She doesn't pay attention, and you're trying to enhance or change that by calling her vile names.
Well, we start to argue, and Nikki and I are a lot alike where we're both very headstrong, so the argument never stops. She always has to have the last word.
You're the
so
adult.
it gets violent.
You're the adult. Act like it.
Get fucking cooked.
I try.
You don't call your daughter names like it. Come on. That's crap. You got to stop that. I'm not saying there's not things that she doesn't do that infuriate you. I get that, but you're an adult. There's a formula for success in a relationship. The quality of a relationship is a function of the extent to which it meets the needs of the two people involved. So to have a good relationship, you have to understand what her needs are. And then you have to try to meet those needs. And you simultaneously need to teach her what your needs are so she can try to meet those needs. Now, she is articulating to me and to you needs that she has and needs that she doesn't know how to deal with. What she knows is her father died and her world started spinning.
Yep.
And she didn't know how to navigate that.
Yep.
So in many respects, emotionally, you are the same place you were the day it happened. True? It's as raw for you as the day it happened. You know, people say time heals all wounds. Time heals nothing.
Ooh.
It's what you do in that time that makes a difference. Well, I'm back with
That hits hard.
Nikki and Yvette, and this has been a volatile family situation. There's a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot going on. I'm going to tell you what I think here and what I think needs to happen and what I want to happen. First off, I really believe that you are in over your head. At this point, you're saying, I don't know what to do. I mean, you're out of options. For me to tell you do better, just go home and do better, would be like telling you to get taller.
Right.
So you go home and you just concentrate on it, but you just don't know how to get taller.
Right.
So you need some help here. Let me tell you, kids don't get out of balance in a vacuum. It's a family situation. She's the one making all the noise. She's the target patient because she makes the noise. But she is no more a part of this dysfunction than anyone else in the family. She's just getting a finger pointed at her, but it's not her. Now, you're a good candidate, trust me. But she is a product of a dysfunctional family situation here that has gone on for years. And that has to be fixed. That has to be helped.
Okay.
And I want to bring you some help to get that done. And there's a lot of work you need to do. You, individually, personally. Just
She
as
is
there
getting
her.
cooked, I'm not going to
And then
lie.
there's collective work that needs to be done.
What the fuck?
Now, let me just talk to you for a minute here.
Oh, it's back on there again.
There are some things that we need to get figured out about you. I want you to be evaluated physically, mentally, psychologically, every possible way. I want you to have the most thorough workup you could ever imagine. I've not diagnosed you, but I do not believe that you're bipolar. I don't see anything in your history that suggests you're bipolar. Nothing. I just don't see anything that suggests that to me. I could be wrong, but that's why I want to do this evaluation. We will do this complete workup and also give you some skill sets there to manage some of the reactivity in your body. Some skills that are very sophisticated skills that you will really love. It just gives you some real answers to start helping yourself get where you need to go.
Okay.
And so we will set this up right away. And I want to do this with you, not to you. Okay? So it's something I want you, and I think you want to do it, right?
I do.
All right. We'll be right back.
W, Phil.